Whoa! This is the main event of the show. It's not even the main event of the night, because basically this is here, and then if you go over to the backstage pass, they're gonna have Rusev versus Sheamus for United States Championship. But basically, we get Orton versus Seth Rollins tonight. Basically the Authority throwing their dukes up, fighting at each other. They can't decide on who is going to be the main guy, whether if it's Randy Orton, the guy that's been on top of the WWE for years and years, or Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank. Seems to be the new kid on the block. Randy doesn't want to give his spot up. It seems that Seth Rollins keeps on, sort of butting into Randy Orton's business and trying to show Triple H that he is the guy that should be, not the future, but should be the guy that is right now. Basically, Randy Orton sort of, goaded Triple H into giving him this match, basically saying that this match needed to happen. Seth Rollins needed to be taught a lesson. Triple H basically said, this match can happen. It can be the main event tonight. But after this match, it goes back to being all buddies. Everybody knows where everybody is, and I want everybody to shake hands through the night and everybody walk away. This is just a wrestling match to see who the better man is, and this is one of those matches basically where Randy Orton and Seth Rollins came down to ring. The match started, and almost immediately they went to commercial. God, I hate this stuff. It bugs the crap out of me. When they were able to come back, Seth Rollins had the advantage, and he was sort of beaten down on Randy. Randy was able to sort of counter out, and they were able to take this fight inside and outside and around. It was funny to watch Triple H's face mannerisms as he was watching this match. They seemed to always have him in some sort of an angle to have him on screen, or just putting him flat out in a close-up on the screen. He seemed like he was watching. I don't know, like if I was to watch my two girls have a fight out in the living room, that's sort of what it seemed like to me. A father watching, his two sons do battle. He doesn't know who to root for. He can't go one way or the other, because if he shows favoritism towards this guy, he's gonna hurt the other guy who he loves. And it was a fun thing to see about it. Maybe if you go back and you watch Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, and you watch Stu and Helen on the outside. They can't really cheer one way or the other, even though Owen was, the heel of the situation, always trying to get the better of Bret by, cheating or doing this, that, or the other. He's still your son. You still gotta love him at the end of the day. It's just crazy like that. The big night of surprises, of course, with Tyson Kidd getting the count-out victory over Sheamus earlier on in the night. Basically, tonight we get another huge, big surprise. And this isn't even a pay-per-view. I mean, it's just a big night of big matches. We never see Sheamus lose, and he loses here on TV. Mark Henry versus Big Show is going to be a match that's going to be featured on Survivor Series. We get to see Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, a match that will main event pay-per-views in the future for sure. And then we also get Rusev versus Sheamus as the backstage pass main events as well. So I mean, this was the stacked card, and we're not even into WrestleMania season right now. I think everybody can see that they're showing a whole lot of attention to the WWE Network, thinking that if they make WWE television better, people will want to watch more wrestling, and they'll get the network in order to see the extras. I don't really think. I got no exceptions with them making the television better. If they think television better is going to make people like wrestling more and want to see more of it, I'm all for it. Maybe because the biggest selling point for the WWE Network is the pay-per-views. If you get people excited to watch the pay-per-views, they'll buy the network, and some people will buy them for $9.99, not even care about the on-demand stuff, not care about the WWE's rivalries or the WWE's WrestleMania Recall or any of the television shows. They'll just tune in that once a month and watch the network for the pay-per-view, and then just call it a day. They don't care about NXT. They don't care about Superstars. They don't care about main event. That's all they want to watch. And that, they're not like me. Not everybody in the world is going to want to come home from work and turn the network on to see basically what they can find from the past to relive some sort of thing. I watch Netflix and I watch WWE Network, and that's just about it. That's where I can find just about anything. If I really want to see something, I'll scour the internet and find some sort of a sub-site that plays it off of there, and that's how I get down, and I love it. But basically, as Randy Orton was setting him, Seth Rollins up for the big RKO, as everybody thought was coming, out of nowhere, Seth Rollins was able to hit some sort of a backslide, get a clean 1-2-3 right there in the middle of the ring. all of the Authority jumped up, and everybody was celebrating with Seth Rollins for getting the big win on Randy Orton. And then basically Triple H called them together and said, all right, now we're going to shake hands. And basically that is when the shit went down. Randy, shook Seth's hands and then basically hit the RKO out of nowhere right there on Seth Rollins, and then basically, proceeded to call on Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble. Basically, just turning towards him, thinking they were already going to be there, and then basically stuck his hands out like, are you coming or not? Basically, beat the hell out of them, and then basically Triple H had to get in the ring, took the jacket off, all pissed off because his team is falling apart. Randy looked like he sort of calmed down for Triple H, and then as Randy wanted to leave the ring to get out of the back, he walked through Triple H, basically putting his shoulder in and just basically trying to walk right through him, basically looking like they were gonna it made him look like basically they were going to do what we've seen 1,000 times with Triple H, turning him around and hitting the pedigree on him and thinking that was it. But Triple H, he hit him with a forearm shot, and then just basically it was on from there, basically, because you attack the boss. Kane, Noble, Mercury, they all get in there. Seth Rollins was able to jump up and hit a curb stomp right on Orton on when he was outside on the announcer's table. He hit the table and he came up, and you could tell that he had gashed his forehead either on something that was on the table or maybe one of the monitors that were on there as well. And then the Team Authority was able to finish off Orton using the steps on the outside, much like Mark Henry used to take out the Big Show, basically by setting him up for a curb stomp onto the steps. Everybody knows the story that's out there, but basically Randy Orton might even miss Survivor Series due to going off and filming a movie. He's not going to be on TV. Leading up to it, everybody was thinking that Survivor Series was going to be a big show for Randy Orton. Hitting the big pose there in St. Louis, his hometown, where he's always really been over. I remember when they had the Royal Rumble in St. Louis, everybody thought that was a spot where they did it just to have Randy win, and it just ended up not really working out for him. But Randy's going to be gone for a while. Curb stomp from hell out there on the steps. Damn, oh damn. But I mean, this is a match that's going to live on. I think this is a rivalry that we're going to see for the foreseeable future in the WWE and main events to come. Seth Rollins is a great wrestler. Randy Orton is a guy that's always been on top, even though he's not one of my favorites. And more matches like this, thumbs up for me. This is an awesome Monday Night Raw. Still one more match to come with the WWE Network exclusive Sheamus versus Rusev for the United States Championship. I'm not expecting a whole lot. I'm expecting some sort of a disqualification or a count out, but you never know. They're trying to make this night big where everybody's going over to the network to see this match. So we'll see what happens.